All right, guys, we are going to be continuing on our path here this afternoon with reading The Obstacle is the Way by Ryan Holiday. We have covered, just for a point of reference, the discipline of perception, recognize your power, steady your nerve, control your emotions, practice objectivity, all under the perception section of the book. If you have not read those or followed along with those, certainly you can join in with us here today, but I would encourage you, obviously, to not get shortchanged and go to those specific episodes. Anyway, on to today's pillar. And these, again, are pillars that we are leveraging to overcome obstacles. And it is going to be alter your perspective. So, not practice objectivity so much as alter your perspective. And someone that will be joining us in this section, Mr. George Clooney, for those moviegoers out there that enjoy his work. So it'll be a little bit of kind of a story on him. George Clooney spent his first years in Hollywood getting rejected at auditions, as many do. He wanted the producers and directors to like him, but they didn't, and it hurt him, and he blamed the system for not seeing how good he was. Pretty common story, right? That's something a lot of people go through. This perspective should sound familiar. It is the dominant viewpoint for the rest of us on job interviews, when we pitch clients or try to connect with an attractive stranger at a coffee shop. We subconsciously submit to what Seth Godin refers to as the tyranny of being picked. Everything changed for Clooney when he tried a new perspective. He realized that casting is an obstacle for producers too. They need to find someone, and they are all hoping that the next person to walk in the room is the right person. Auditions were a chance to solve their problem, not his problem, their problem. Very big change. From Clooney's perspective, he was that solution. He wasn't going to be someone groveling for a shot. He was someone with something special to offer. He was the answer to their prayers and not the other way around. That was what he began projecting in his auditions, not exclusively his acting skills, but that he was the man for the job, that he understood what the casting director and producer were looking for in a specific role, and that he would deliver it in each and every situation, on camera and during the promotion. So the shift there, if you caught that, was going from basically him thinking the world had a problem with him and that the industry and the system was broken to they have an issue, a problem, and they need a solution, and he's going to become the solution for them. The difference between the right and wrong perspective is everything, meaning that these shifts are very critical. How we interpret the events in our lives, our perspective, is the framework for our forthcoming response, whether there will be one or whether we'll just lie there and take it. Where the head goes, the body follows. Perception precedes action. Right action follows the right perspective, meaning the way that you interpret a situation, an obstacle, any kind of relationship, conversation, any of all these things, the right mindset, the right perception leads to the correct action, which could be the difference maker. What we can do is limit and expand our perspective to whatever will keep us calmest and most ready for the task at hand. Think of it as a selective editing process, not to deceive others, but to properly orient ourselves. And it works. Small tweaks can change what once felt like an impossible task. Suddenly, where we feel weak, we realize we are strong. With perception, we discover leverage we didn't know we had. Meaning, either a different attitude coming in or a different look at the same issue that we're trying to overcome, let's say. So, perspective has two definitions. The first is context, a sense of the larger picture of the world, not just what is immediately happening in front of us. And number two is framing, an individual's unique way of looking at the world, a way that interprets its events. Both matter, both can be effectively injected to change a situation that precisely seems intimidating or impossible. So, to round this whole thing out for Mr. Clooney, he had the ability to see the context, which was that he was going into these auditions and failing. And he obviously chose one framing course of mind, which did not pan out to be successful for him. Then, as he revisited context, the larger picture, he changed the framing into not only him trying to say that the world is out to get him, but he's the solution to all their issues. And so this is really, really huge because it takes practice to do both of these things, but yet that small tweak was able to take him from being a nobody to a very well-known name in Hollywood. So, as you are out there working and going through different situations, as we do in life, maybe we work this into being able to alter our perspective on things. Right before we round this chapter out, I know I had a couple other things here for you guys. Let me pop over here really quick. Okay. Looking at the old handy dandy remarkable to bring us home here. So, how we interpret the events in our lives, our perspective, is our framework for the forthcoming response. Where the head goes, the body follows. Perception precedes action, and the right action follows the right perspective. So I know that was redundant, but just want to say it again because it's good shit. So, being able to have the right perspective has a strange way of cutting obstacles and adversity down in size. You can break apart something or look at it from a new angle, and it loses the power over you in relation to that obstacle. So the tool here, in addition to just kind of the context and framing thing we proposed earlier, is that when we do that exercise and go from context, larger picture, to framing how we're interacting in the singular picture, we have the ability to cut down what we might thought was a huge obstacle or huge adversity and see it from a new angle. And that new angle can give us all the energy to complete some of the things that we're looking to actually overcome. So very kind of cool tool to use. And let's see if I forgot anything else here. I think we should be good. So we have hammered out a lot of really good pillars so far. Let's add alter our perspective into the next one that we have studied, and let's keep reading, guys.